proposal review. This one's from Emily and it reads, "Hello, my name is Em, and what gets me out of bed each morning is the opportunity to learn and write each day. I have enjoyed writing for myself and have recently begun to get paid to write for others. My favorite aspect about writing is that you learn every time you sit down to write. I am very interested in working with you as I see a great opportunity to grow in my skills. I would be honored to work with you and contribute to a successful array of writing. I'm available to write as many blog articles as possible, and I'm very open to constructive feedback. Feedback is how we learn to write better, and I have always utilized that in my work. I look forward to hearing from you. I have attached 2 of my personal blog posts to share my writing style with you." And then the client asks a couple questions. So the first one is, "Please briefly describe your experience in content writing." And she says, "My main experience in content writing is my personal blog, which you can find here. I also have begun finding opportunities to write here on Upwork with various topics such as pets, gardening, coffee, self-care, and books." Then the next question is, "What are some of your favorite topics or client types to write for?" She says, "I have found that self-care and articles where I learned something new are my favorite articles to write, as they are intriguing and I walk away with new information. I enjoy the need to research the topic as I get to learn as I'm writing." And then it cuts off the next sentence. "What are your typical rates per word and or per hour? My average has been 4 cents a word, which would make a 1,000-word article $40. And then there's the attachments that she mentioned. For starters, I gotta say, I love this proposal. I can feel your energy and your excitement through your writing, which I guess it makes sense since you're a writer. Props to you on this. It's so well written. That being said, I do have some constructive feedback for you. I know you're open to that. I think it's a little bit self-centered and lacking some ties to the client. For example, I always say this, in some cases it's not possible, but here you could have definitely included a client's name because I went back to the job post and I was able to find it. And my general rule of thumb is whenever you mention something about yourself, which you should, tie it back to how it helps the client. So, for example, if I tell the client that I have a degree in multimedia arts, which I do, but I don't often mention because it's not relevant, but when I do, I tie it back to how it helps me edit their videos better because I have training on that. Next thing, I would probably delete the second paragraph as I deem it as fluff. And let's be honest, they're not paying per word on your proposal. And by the way, I totally don't mean for these videos to be roasting your proposals, but my hope is that I can give you an opinion from an outsider's perspective because I know as we are writing about ourselves and our work, everything seems important to include. I've been there myself. I write proposals as well. So from an outsider's point of view, it's easier to realize what matters and what doesn't. Hopefully these don't come off as too harsh. But honestly, claps to you because this proposal is super nice and engaging to read. One thing you did mention was that you haven't been getting responses to your proposals. And I wonder if you have been choosing the jobs carefully. Not saying that you aren't, but this tip goes for everyone watching. Make sure to look at when the job was posted versus when the client last saw it. Also look at how many proposals they've gotten versus how many people they are interviewing or have hired already. And of course, make sure to look at past reviews from freelancers to that client and see how much they tend to pay. Now, if you want your proposal to be reviewed in a future video, as always, the link will be down below for you to submit yours to be reviewed for free right here on the channel. And in case you haven't watched the last one, I'll have a link right here and I'll see you there.